Bowie knives. Well, Bowie knives are a passion for a lot of people. That's why we have the Antique Bowie Knife Association, and we've put up a forum now that you can find online. My particular purview is early American Bowie knives, which we've got on display here, going from English and Huber, made in Philadelphia, roughly 1830s, late 1830s, to John Chevalier, who made knives in New York City for a very long time, up through the Civil War. We also have an unmarked but very rare, very heavy Bowie knife, only one of 4 known to exist. And at the very bottom is a very typical Michael Price San Francisco knife, extremely rare to find in this condition. And the ultimate dream of all of us who go looking for old Bowie knives. And in fact, when put in the judging for best antique knife, the people here decided it was the best one. So I'm happy about it. What other questions do we have? Bowie knives meant to be utilitarian, meant to be used, can be flashy, can be fancy. Most of those didn't get used. I happen to like knives that were meant to be used. To find them in good condition is almost impossible. So when we find that, it makes us warm and fuzzy and keeps us going, looking for more. That's why we all do this.
Can we look at some of those?
We can pull a few out. English and Hubers, obviously, to us Bowie knife collectors, you can tell by the handle immediately that it's an English and Hubers. This has been well used, but it's still extremely rare and sought after by all Bowie knife lovers because, well, there are very few to be had, no matter what the condition. That's one. Number 2 that we have here is made by J.D. Chevalier. We can date this one by the marks on it to between 1848 and about 1851, early 1852, because by the address on it, it was that factory burned in 1851, late 1851, early 1852, but it says California knife. Nobody cared about California knives until late 1848 with the California Gold Rush. And it's nice to be able to date a knife to within a few years. As I said, with this one, big brass, unmarked. We have no idea who made it. There's a well-known published photograph of one of these with a photograph of its owner holding the knife in his belt, dated about 1850. Identical knife, identical sheath, and there's only 4 known, so we have nothing to compare with. I chased this knife for almost 20 years till I was able to own it, and it's a big one. And last and definitely not least is Michael Price. We'll put him this way so you can see the Michael Price with the metal sheath, which was normal, and a little clip on the back to go over the belt. It's hard to see. And walrus ivory handles with a very tapered tang. Known for his quality, Michael Price made knives from about 1860 till he died in 1889. So a long amount of time for a cutler, but not a lot of knives survived. And these were San Francisco. When you look at the style, it immediately says San Francisco knife. This was the Rolex of the knives of the era. Only the affluent would have a Michael Price. And the handle is walrus ivory because walrus ivory was being shipped out of San Francisco all over the world. So for him, it was plentiful. For all the San Francisco makers, highly plentiful. And that about covers what I put out for this year, Antique American Bowie knives.
Terrific. Thank you, sir.
It's good. It's fun.